Hello, I'm Philip Duncan from WeatherWatch TV on YouTube. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day Pacific-wide update. And we've got quite a bit to talk about in this part of the map this week, but to be honest, a lot of it is moving away from land. We're not seeing a lot of stormy weather moving into the populated places. So I'll try and keep this as quick as I can. We had 7 lows last week. Today we've got 3. We've got one here south of the Cook Islands, another one here around Vanuatu, that's the main one, and then there's a small one here just near the Solomon Islands. None of them pose a serious threat, just producing a few thunderstorms, and this one here dragging down that humid tropical airflow across Fiji and other nations. So let's take a look at the Wednesday setup. Change the maps a little bit. What we're showing you now is 24 hours of rainfall for that time zone. The dark shading means no rain at all, and the pale blue and the light blues around it mean just a few showers. So you see a lot of blue on this map. That just indicates cloudy areas and the odd shower. Very normal weather around the South Pacific, especially in the tropical areas. This is where the heaviest rain is. So that's coming away from that low, drifting away from New Caledonia, south of Fiji, and south of Vanuatu. Heaviest rain is out at sea here, posing no threat to land at all. As we go through into the next day, similar setup. Most of the rain is offshore, south of Fiji, north of New Zealand, away from Norfolk Island. I know you need some rain there at the moment. It's pretty dry. But you can see behind that low, drier weather moves in. That's what the dark shading indicates. And it's pretty dry out here around Tonga and around Niue and also the Cook Islands. But it is fairly showery around Tahiti and around Samoa. So as we go through to the end of the week, not a great deal of change. You notice that there's plenty of showers through this zone, but that's only a low risk of a shower or two. It's not a wet day. It just means you might get a shower at one point during the day. Otherwise, pretty dry right across here. Wetter around Samoa. We got a higher risk in that green shading of some thunderstorms there, but otherwise not looking too bad. Let's go into the weekend. Easterly winds are the main feature. Now, we're doing these videos at the moment because we're in the cyclone season, which we started back in spring, and it's really good at this time of the year. But once we get to about April, things really start to quieten down up here. So we won't be making regular videos then because I will literally be standing in front of a screen that looks like this every day of the week. Easterly winds and a few showers. No big storms, no big lows. As we go through to Sunday, exactly the same setup. Easterly winds dominating across here. No low pressure zones to keep an eye on. Just a few thunderstorms in the yellow and green shading that you see through here from Tonga to Fiji. Again, normal weather. Same around Samoa and Tahiti as well. Driest weather looks to be around the Cook Islands, Niue and New Caledonia. And then as we get into next week, which is Sunday for this side, again, no change. High pressure down here, keeping things pretty settled around the South Pacific tropics. And our final map for Tuesday shows one slight difference, and that's more in the form of thunderstorms here, passing over the Cook Islands, and there'll be another lot here moving into New Caledonia and the Coral Sea. But there are no big storms to highlight, no big dramatic systems to keep an eye on, which is great to say. Now let's have a look at the 7-day animation for the Northern Hemisphere. I've slowed it down a bit this time. This is taking you through the week and you can get an idea of what is going on. Stormy stuff in Japan. Quite a few low pressure systems coming out of there at the moment. Things maybe start to ease a little bit there as we go in towards the weekend. But there's some big storms coming up to the Aleutian Islands, around Alaska. But to be honest with you, pretty settled here from Hawaii over towards the mainland of the United States. So to make sense of all the wet weather for the next 7 days ahead, we switch this map on. Heaviest rain where you see purple and dark blue. So that is in this zone up here, right up towards the equator, or just around it. And then the other heavy area of rain, comes from that low dropping out of Vanuatu. So some pretty heavy rain north of New Zealand and south of Fiji, south of Tonga, but it's mostly at sea. A few thunderstorms around Cook Islands, but really it's actually looking pretty settled in the South Pacific. For the last few weeks, we've been seeing a line of heavy rain like this in the Northern Hemisphere, and then another one down here in the Southern Hemisphere. So that's broken apart now, back to a far more traditional El Nino looking map. So we do these videos during the cyclone season. The cyclone season ends at the end of April, and that's when we start to see a much drier setup. So we won't be making our weather videos after April 30th unless there are tropical storms starting to form, or continuing to form, I should say. But that is all from me for today for our Pacific Islands update. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you 1 week from now.